came this morning to proceed for his boss, an aspirant in the by-elections in District Number 9, where Representative Mona Penon Yombla was, about issues surrounding the District 9 election. We'll talk about she contested or participated in the primary, the CDC primary. She was not successful. We'll talk about her nesting and other issues surrounding Liberia will be also discussed here on the show. So wherever you are, whatever, think you're doing a pleasant way to welcome you to today's presentation of the KMTV Morning Show. My name is Amos Thomas Momo. You know, I'm not too well. Last night, I got attacked. I went to Pinsville to see a friend. It was kind of horrible for me. Something that this is my first time to experience. You know, it was so horrible for me. Certainly, to see a friend. And on my way back between the GSA Road Junction and ELWA, I was attacked by 3 guys. They came to me, they asked me to put my hands up. I put my hands up. They searched in my pocket, took my wallet, took all of my money, you know, and they started to go. You know, my body is not big. I don't have that strength to fight them or even. So when they say put your hands up, I put my hands up. I have my small button phone with me, lugging my little phone down, and I have my boots on. They didn't take that away, but my little money I have was taken away. And then when they started to go, I asked them, I said, "General guys, I beg you, can you please help me with my wallet? If you can take the money, no problem, but just my wallet." And the guy, they said it was not giving the wallet. So when they went, I think 5 feet apart from me, he said, one of them said, "My man, let's throw that wallet with nothing in the wallet. I think we have taken the money." So they dropped my wallet down. I have my ID card. I have other important documents. I was able to get back my wallet. But all I can say here, the country is getting horrible, is getting terrible, is getting very, very risky by the day. And it was something around 9 to 10 o'clock. It was not that late, right? But because I couldn't find motor back at the GSA junction, so I decided walking to the ELWA junction to get a car. And I came across this very, very strange situation. This is my first time anywhere, but this was life, and life has to go on, you know. But I'm not too well. I'm actually disturbed. Something that I cannot still. It was just like a video. Just like after the guy left, I mean, when the guys left me, I couldn't still comprehend how it happened. And when they left, I have to take few minutes before I can come back to myself and understood that people were around me. They interrogated me, took my wallet, took my money. The frustrating part now, I had to leave that point and get back on the old road. The guys took the wallet, they put their hands in all of my pockets, took the little money I have in other parts of my, trouser. So I was left with nothing. How can I leave that point and get back on the old road? That was something that it was so, I don't even know how to term it. So I called one of my guys and told him that this is the situation, and then you have to see how best you can come out to maybe assist in the process. So I got on car and I get on. When got on the old road, he came and he was already there. Three of my friends came, and then fair, you know, it's still. But anyway, I want to welcome you to today's presentation again. Like I told you, lots of things to talk about. We'll go across Liberia to speak with our correspondents, beginning with Nimba County. You know, Nimba County, not Tupa is there, Natania Tupa. That county is one of the counties that turns in terms of politics. We'll be talking with Nat Tupa this morning on the show. We want to sincerely apologize for our late coming onto this presentation. But bless God that we are here. Let's go across now, beginning with Nimba County to speak with Nat Tupa. So he wrapped up with us this morning on the weekend. So we're leaving for the weekend this morning. We are managing to have Nat Tupa joining us this morning from Nimba County. Good morning. Oh, he's not yet. You know, it was kind of horrible for me. It was horrible for me. But bless God I'm alive, and I think there was the earring helped me because I had my coat, my other important materials on, and they didn't touch it. Good morning, Nat. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you, Amos. And let me say good morning to all of the followers this morning who are on the KMTV morning show this Friday.
Okay. Nimba County, how is Nimba firstly?
Nimba County is relatively cool with regards to the atmosphere, and the peace is still here in Nimba. Despite the political drama that we've been witnessing, but everything is really chilly cool.
Chile cool. I love that. Ganta or Saninkoli?
I'm talking to you from Ganta this morning because we have been around, sticking around these election guidelines coverage being conducted by journalists here in Nimba.
Okay. How is that process going on so far?
All right. It is a 2-day exercise and started yesterday. The National Elections Commission and the United Nations Development Program, that is UNDP, adopting an elections coverage guideline for Liberian journalists here in Nimba, and has brought together over 50 journalists from 7 of Liberia's 16 political subdivisions. That has to do with Nimba, Montserrado, Lofa, Maryland, River G, and that of Grand Gila counties. And it's kind of been productive because there are a lot of things that journalists didn't know when it comes to this coverage of elections, and that we are beginning to being acknowledged about. And there are other things that we knew but just been brushed up on also. There's a kind of wonderful event, and it's going to be climaxed today.
Okay. What are additional trending issues in Nimba so far? So we'll leave you for the weekend.
One of the major things in Nimba this week has the business community. They have been out of rat and fall, especially when it comes to the rate of the United States dollars to that of the Liberian dollars, where as we speak now, the rate of the US dollar has dropped as low as at 170 from 200, so then 30% of deduction from the rate.
Yeah.
And but one thing will be a measure is that despite the falling of the United States dollars rate, there is still an increase of commodities prices on the market, especially those imported materials still remain very high, like the rice, which is a staple food, and other basic materials or commodities that we consume on a daily basis. So it kind of been, to some extent, piece of restriction for citizens, and people have been concerned. Most of the time when the U.S. rates up, we know that it means that commodity prices need to be reduced. But this one is kind of strange. And there's also a kind of shortage of the Liberian dollars on the market right now in Nimba. People are complaining. In fact, some people are not even willing to do money exchange again. To go there, especially with United States dollars, it will take you almost a whole day before you get a conversion to Liberian dollars.
Okay, Nimba, that part of Nimba being one of the trading point. What are citizens saying about this decrease in the U.S. to Liberian dollar rate?
Well, recently, the citizens have just been, lamenting over the issue and have been raising concern. Recently, there was a report that about 4 billion or so amount of Liberian dollars was being printed.
Mm-hmm.
But to have a dramatic shortage of the Liberian currency on the market in neighbor countries is kind of surprising and also frustrating, especially for the business people.
Okay. All right. Now, thanks so much. Go and have a very good weekend.
Thank you, Amos. Everybody likes Friday.
All
We're
right.
going to rest on that.
And
So
they don't
thank
want to
you.
come back on Monday.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Natupa is our Nimba County correspondent. He joined us this morning from Ganto City there in Nimba County. We also go to Grand Bassa County. There are trending issues in Grand Bassa County. We're going to be joining the man Nat Tukpa to just conclude with. He's going to be taking his weekend, a very good weekend. King Brown, good morning.
Good
King,
morning, Amos.
good morning, King. Thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
How is Buchanan City Bassa this morning?
Well, because I said Grand Bassa County is okay this morning, we are experiencing a good kind of a weather condition here. People are moving from one point to another. Like our own, doing a tour at the various campuses here, and I realized that the senior high students at on campus writing the test, well, 11th grade, 10th grade, they are there writing their exam and everything like that. So, Bassa is okay this morning anyway.
Hmm. To end up with the week, what are those activities you had for us now?
Well, the first development here, the coordinator, the county coordinator of the group of 77 here in Grand Bassa County, Mr. B. Jimmy, over the weekend, he expressed his disappointment in the county authority for not attending his working day program, which is celebrated every year in different counties. So according to the coordinator said that there were there were too many disabled from different counties who had traveled in Grand Bassa County just to celebrate our working day program. But unfortunately, while they were in the county here in Grand Bassa, none of the county leadership or the county authorities showed up at the program after it had written two communications to almost all of them to be part of the program. So it said that the absence or the failure of the county authority to not be part of their program, it shows some level of discrimination and not being together to their colleagues. So they urge the county authority and the Grand Bassa Legislative Caucus members that everything will be part of the program because, according to them, being disabled, they all are one people, no matter their conditions or situations. So when I spoke to Mr. Peter D. Jimmy, he also mentioned about how it was not the first time of the Grand Bassa Legislative Caucus or the local county authority to not attend their program. He said that this one program is not the third time for the county authority to not attend their program. So based upon the sadness and also the concern, he raised a good hour of some citizens in the county, and they apologized to him. They apologized to him, and even they also stated their apologies to the disabled community that whenever they have program, they will make sure that they be part of the program as from the day that they make the comments or raise the concern to go forward.
Thank you, King. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
King Brown is our Grand Bassa County correspondent. He joined us this morning from Grand Bassa County. To end up this morning with correspondent will be Cape Mount, where Clarence Pajibo is. He's going to join us this morning. There is this youth in. There have been lots of activities in Grand Cape Mount County. Clarence have joined us. Good morning, Clarence. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you so much, Simon. I'm doing apologize for yesterday, but I'm so much glad to be on the line this morning.
Okay. Where are you joining us from?
I'm joining personally from the Rousseau City, Grand Cape County.
United Youth for Peace, Transparency, and then their names goes on. Had there's a series. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. It was on yesterday, Amos, that the United Youth for Peace and the Transparency Education Development yesterday had the WASH campaign election that had to do with the issue about sanitation. So yesterday, that thing was being headed by one Mr. Decom G. Weir, who happened to be the finance officer administrator, and that about one Joseph Joe, who is the program officer also. So they came to actually sensitize the people of Grand Cape County about the significance of WASH. And they actually WASH tell you to talk about water, they talk about sanitation, they talk about hygiene. So, and in that particular meeting, and then they talked about a lot of things as it relates to facilities that need to be in various counties, and more especially in Grand Cape County, and knowing the fact that water surrounds the entire area, the poor living standard of the people here. So, the significance of WASH is making sure that we sensitize more life. That will do with the issue about healthy life. Because you know, be aware that in Grand Cape County, there are just few facilities as it relates to people free themselves, want to free themselves from the bathroom. So this particular training was actually was good. It was actually welcome, and there are a lot of participants from all over of Ramos folks in Grand Cape County.
Wow. Thanks this morning, Clarence, for joining us. Hoping you have a wonderful weekend. So we have you on Monday.
Thank you so much.
Clarence is our Grand Cape County correspondent. Clarence Pajibo, he joined us this morning from Rabasport City there in Grand Cape County. And that will do it for correspondent this morning on the show. We will take a break to usher in our guest right here this morning.
Hello.
Hi. What's up? What's wrong?
Girl, I was off to the market to get the latest phone in town, but the traffic was so tight that I couldn't get through. I'm so pissed right now.
Girl, haven't you heard about Easy Market?
Easy Market?
Yeah, Easy Market is Liberia's #1 online store.
Wait, tell me more about Easy Market.
Easy Market is specialized in products of all categories: fashion, groceries, electronics, home and kitchen items, beauty products. I mean, you just name it.
Wow, really?
Yes.
I think I'm going to try that.
All you have to do is visit their website at www.easymarket.base, search for your item. They accept payments through credit card, PayPal, Cash App, MTN Mobile Money, Orange Money, and cash on delivery. Your friend or relative from anywhere in the world can order for you on easymarket.base, and Easy Market will deliver the item right to your doorstep.
Hi, I'm Shalom Jawari. For the best in entertainment, I want you to lock down to KMTV. Yes, lock down to KMTV. Hi, I'm Shalom Jawari. For the best in entertainment, I want you to lock down to KMTV. Yes, lock down to KMTV.
Welcome back to the show, and thanks for rejoining us this morning on the presentation. I told you we're going to be having an aspirant. I don't know how to term her now, but she participated in the primary of the CDC there in District Number 9, where the late Muna Pendon Youngblood was. We were thinking that she could come in person, but she has some little engagement, not little though, but she has some national engagement that she needed to go pay some attention to. But she sent a project, a young man going to be sharing with us this morning on the show Breakfast. We love to say welcome to KMTV.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Why firstly your boss lady say you? She was the uncle.
Yeah, thank you so much, KMTV.
No.
I'm
Go ahead.
Amos here, co-chair Team Musu, district number 9. Yeah, my honorable girl engagement. That's why she's not here, but she believed in me. That's why I'm here.
Oh, and tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you? Where you come from?
I'm Amos. My community name is God Power. The Pastor of God, Bibokwe. I'm from Grand Baza. Yeah, the high school graduate, computer, and Team Musu.
High school graduate, a computer literate, and Team Musu. Okay, so your boss lady participated in the CDC primary in District 9, and she was not successful. What's her next step?
Yeah, the next time is to support CDC. Yeah, because for information, we want to get this clear. We are not going as independent candidate. We love CDC. That's why we're in CDC. So when we lost the primary, we are willing and prepared to promote and campaign for the candidate that won on the ticket. The candidate that on the ticket. So we don't have another step like current as independent. Our next step is to put the person that won the primary.
Now, who's that person that won the primary?
Foko. Our young general. Foko is our young general.
How many persons that participated in the primary?
We have 8 candidates.
Why you think your boss was not successful?
In life, when you go into a race, you don't win or you lose. Somebody has to win. Yeah, so Foko was the winner. That's all.
Is it that your boss was not, the party interest? Your boss was not formidable in the party. Your boss is not. She does not meet up with the party standard.
It's not like that. It's not like that. It's just that somebody has to win. But we work. She worked. We work with her to win. But somebody has to win, and Foko won. So keep on with that.
What is your boss saying in terms of propagating Foko?
Not at all. She always tell people Foko is the party choice.
And what is her followers saying?
Anything she say that what we go by, anything she do, anywhere she go, that where we go, that what make us team Muslim. So we will Foko. We are waiting and waiting. As soon as campaign open to start campaign for Foko. That's our plan right now.
And the rest of other candidates are doing the same?
Exactly. Party remits are praying. The party logo is very, very important. So we are waiting to go in the looking corner of district number 9 and Monserrado as well.
But not all of the supporters of Musu or Madam Musu will want to follow the trend she's following.
Yeah, that's true. But after the primary, we call people, we call our supporters, we talk to them. She is very young, so we got more time ahead of us. So we should support the person out there. That when our time comes, somebody will be able to support her.
Do you see your boss, if she was successful in the primary, do you think she's ready to serve? She was ready to serve the people of this country. Do you think she met up with that charisma?
Yeah, everybody that took part in the primary have that charisma, leadership, and Syria have that. She qualified like every other person in the primary, like the Foko himself.
Have your boss explained to you about the politics in District 9?
My boss very positive from day one, from school to college, up to this stage. So she been into politics. It's not because it's in general the party in the country, but she been in politics from day one. High school, college, and UMU history is there. So.
What have been your boss' intervention in District 9?
She been helping people individually because she been helping people and not announcing because people always do things and when they want something from that person is when they announce that they did the other one for somebody, they did one for XYZ, but for her she don't come on her and tell people what she did for people. But people in the district know what she did.
And what are some of those things you can point out now? This is the reason why we call you, so not people. You know some of the things you've been doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That she's not going around calling people know what she did individually.
Do you think CDC is working in the interest of the masses?
Yeah, sure. CDC is working in the interest of masses because from the primary, for me, from day one I've been voting CDC, but I've been indoor. When voting time comes, I wake up, I go catch my phone, I go back home. But since Musu came and I got beyond Musu, I can see that unity. Seriously.
Unity in what?
In bringing up people taking part into activities at the party and at international level as well.
What are some of those things you can boast of from the CDC?
I can post up a lot of things. I can post up my age group, young people into politics. I can see young people as minister into ministries. I see a lot of great things that the CDC are doing for young people. Because for me, I was maybe next year, maybe I will see myself. I wish I was there. So I'm so excited seeing the President, Honorable George Manuel, we are improving young people, promoting young people. So I know CDC is doing a lot of great things.
He's from the offices of Madam Musu. How you call her last name? Musu Soji. He came this morning to process in for her. She was to be our guest, but she got some engagement. So we're not holding long. He's not a rare person to talk to. We were not holding long, so probably he don't know almost everything that we wanted to talk about here with his boss. So we want to say thanks. We will want to tell you to tell your boss that we have this invite still for her. We want her to come and appear so get us her experience and our experience as well. So tell your boss probably she can come in next week. So we'll talk about District 9 politics and other issues surrounding District 9. Thanks so much for coming.
Thank you very much.
He's Amos. He's my niece anyway. He joined this morning on the show, and we are great to have him. We'll take a short break. As he goes, we'll come back to talk about those things I was telling you about.
My papi, the only money thing I have for anything you want, you can just get a check like this.
And guess what?
What?
Even my school fee, that is same orange money. That is same Umpa, that is same thing. Anytime I anything go up, I just pay the piao, come out.
Biggie, you and your own power, you're always late. Yes, you're always late. With the orange money song, it can explain anything that orange money can do for us. Orange money gets song. You come and listen to it. Anything for that matter that you come and see.
Check that star 144 hash. Check that star 144 hash. Check that star 144 hash. Check that star 144 hash.
Orange money make life simple, simple for my people. Orange money on my sinker, they got me feeling first class. Oh. With orange money, I can send money to my buying ganta. With orange money, I can send money to my mind loafer. Just that star 144 hash. Follow the instruction and do what you want. Just that star 144 hash. Follow the instruction and do what you want. If you want pay for EDC or pay your school fee, better use orange money. If you want buy your credit or pay your taxes, sister, you can use orange money. Oh.
Check that star 144 hash. Check that star 144 hash. Check that star 144 hash. Check that star 144 hash.
Welcome back to the show and thanks for rejoining us. This job we do is so hectic to the extent that but anyway, it's great to be back here. And we like I told you, we're going to be talking about a few issues. Firstly, we'll talk about ministers have been masterminded by the CDC to participate. Ministers, the legs of the NPA, the National Port Authority, Bill Twawe. The list goes on. There are so many. They are now on the campaign team of the CDC, and I think that is a clear violation of the code of conduct, right? But someone was telling me, Amos, in this government, most especially this CDC-led government, the issue of code of conduct doesn't even exist, because everywhere that Basonga Finley will not even be contesting a senator in Grand Bassa County. Everywhere like that, majority of those individuals that were in government and just resigned will not participate. But this is something I want to say here. You cannot have ministers like the finance ministers. You have like the National Port Authority head, Bill Twawe, and the list goes on, being on a campaign team to campaign for a candidate, wherein those individuals should be working in the interest of the country. Like today, if Thomas Fowler is going to Douala on a campaign tour, majority of those individuals that are on the campaign team that are ministers will have to go. If he's going wherever part of Maserado, they will have to go, abandoning the functions of that ministry, right? So if like Tue will follow Thomas Fowler today to Douala on a campaign duty because he's on the team, or is the NPA here, Bill Twawe, will follow Thomas Fowler today on a tour, is a clear indication that they are not working in the best interest of the Liberian people. And that is a violation to the code of conduct. You cannot have ministers like yesterday when I listened to the chairperson of the CDC pronouncing and giving out functions of individuals who are on the campaign team. I listened to the names of Bill Twawe. I listened to the names of other ministers. What came to my mind was, are you killing me? So you mean those individuals are ministers and now they are been pronounced members or officials? It's just something that I cannot still get over. But this too is the country, and this is the way the people are running the country. Right? This is the country, and this is the way they're running the country. But the country is getting bad every day. No security. The country is getting bad. No protection for citizens. You say freedom of speech. But like I was explaining to you what happened to me last night. It's still, I'm not still, okay with that situation last night. It was actually pathetic for me. I very, very not okay. I'm not I yet to get over what happened yesterday. But, I mean, last night. But this is the country. Now, the COP, the Council of Patriots, having a planned protest, right? And it's good to protest. They, in other countries like Guinea, like in Nigeria, people are protesting. But Liberia is on the increase. After every month, you will receive or you have people protesting. Protestation have taken the order of the day. Is it the only way to engage government? Can we sit down at times and say, well, we will have another way to engage government than protesting? Someone was saying yesterday I visited one of the Yatai centers, and someone was saying, well, if the voter roll is not clean up like the CPP have asked the NEC to do, the protest will end up another way. The CPP too have another protest coming up, like the Council of Patriots have theirs coming up. So the issue of protest is getting too many, is getting on the increase, and I don't know, is this the only way that we can address government? Is this the only way we can have a resolution on issues? Is this the only way we can have remedies to situations? I think we should not be getting involved into protestation like we are. We can also find another way to engage them, right? Now you see now in Nigeria, in Guinea, like the Guinea situation, an 82-year-old man, a pap who served Guinea for 2 terms. The constitution in Guinea says then, right, before the referendum or before the amendment, says that you can serve 2 terms. But because the pape know that, power in Africa is just, I don't know, leaders in Africa just want to be in power. You are already 82 years old, you have served. You serve with distinction. You serve the people of Guinea with, I think you have did yours. I mean, it's about time that they have other young people, like his major challenger, right? Diallo. He stayed 8 years. He's a young man. I think there are other young people that can serve. But he's 82 years. Because he loved to be still president and he loved power. This is Africa. The leaders of Africa always into power. They want to be into power until they die. You can be 82 years. You have not long time around now. But the pape mesmerized on some citizens that have them going for referendum, voting a 3rd term as a president. So now the president, the constitution got the pape to go for 3rd term. The election was conducted according to their constitution. You should accumulate 50% of the total vote, right? The election was held, and the National Elections Commission in Guinea have not even announced a result. Diallo followers have started to rejoice. They have started to jubilate. Condi, when the followers do say no, but if people not announce result, you're jubilating. In fact, our candidate is in the lead. So we're still waiting to hear what's going on. But as we stand, people have started to die in Guinea. The citizens and the police are in a serious brutality, as I may put it, and people have started to die. I think about I think about 10 persons have died so far in Guinea in this post-election violence in Guinea. So the violence is just all over. But I think Liberia I don't know, it's too different. no protection. And it's just bad that you live in a country. You live in a country and you cannot be free to move. You cannot be free to do things. Like it happened yesterday, and majority of our authorities, those people who would think when these situations happen, we can call on them. Last night when it happened, I managed to call on few authorities, those in the Liberia National Police. I don't know the guys, but I managed to speak with some of them, right? I spoke with Carter. I managed to stop at the zone 5, I don't know, 5 or how you call the depot right there, on the old route. And I told them, I even called on the head of the EFL. And I talked to them, but all of the response was just, we will see what, so you be seeing what to do, hold on, see what to do. I see what to do that killed Gifty and the other 3 auditors from our financial sector, because the laws, the securities, those insecurities are they are starting now to connive with gangsters, those bad guys. They are even the ones sponsoring some of those guys. The guys came last night. If I was like putting up violence, the guys could, by now I could be like different, right? Because the guy came with scissors, came with knife, and who am I? Just one Amos, few dollars to get badly wounded for. So he said, put your hand up. I just put my 2 hands in the air. And they did what they wanted to do. So I'm just saying this to say we are living in a country that everyone needs to be security for themselves. This morning, before people in my community, because last night when I call home, people in my community came, some of my guys came on the road to see as to whether they can bring me home. We walk home this morning. All the guys are talking, say, "Mama, we need to buy, no, we need to buy a single bar." Everyone now want to be security for themselves. So everyone calling online, they say, "Mama, we need to go Guinea, go buy a single barrel pistol." Yeah, everybody want to be security. Everybody need to protect themselves. If I have something that with me, I will take it or two, you know. But nothing, because we feel that this is our country, and we cannot be living in fear. We cannot be living in a country that we feel not secure. All right? I think the best way we can do this is to call on the government to enforce the security. And for me, say, I don't want to trust our security. I don't want to do it, because majority of these people, like the DEA, sector in this country, or this, they are too, I don't know, they are very wicked. They are the same people that will bring drugs in the country. They are the same people that will sell drugs. Majority of them have their own ghettos. Then they say they are drugs enforcement agency. So which one of the drugs now? Anyway, you enforcing drugs by selling it. You enforcing drugs by having your own ghetto. Anyway, I think they need to make some sense, right? Drugs enforcement agency. So they are there enforcing drugs on the other way. Yeah. You have the police. You call on police when you have a situation. They almost like the fire service people. Your whole burning, you call on the fire service, your whole brain, everything will calm down before you hear fire service people coming. Similar with the police. You have a situation that you need a quick intervention. When you call on them, they will say, okay, we'll see what to do. Or we'll come in there. When the people tell you, say they're coming, you will stay or sit for the longest. They will not turn up. So how can you trust those people? How can you put your life on the line for your security? This country, only God can help us. You see, the people even who we depend on to keep praying for us have started now to endorse politicians, the pastors. That's why when I go to church, this is my first time coming to your church, and then you say, because normally that's a normal thing, right? When you get in the church your first time, you have to stand, introduce yourself. I will stand and tell, I am a member of any, I'm not a member of a particular church, because the pastors are better. In fact, now the pastors have turned better driven. They have started to sell their pulpit for money. Endorsements of politicians are done in church. I saw a witness, Nairi 1, 2, or 3. Many of them have witness involving Thomas Fowler, Darius DeLong, have been visiting churches, and they have been endorsed. You see pastors giving their pulpit where they can sit, giving it to a politician to go and sit. And I think the part of that church that is reserved for pastors, deacons, they are only people that are, ordained. Ordained men of God need to be there. Then you take one politician because he came to your church, you want to endorse him. You just take one politician, one criminal, or very wicked, or man, ritual act. You take him and put him on your pulpit because you say his name is Tomo Fala, you say his name is Darius DeLong, you say his name is the rest of the other guys. Those things are bad. This is the reason why the suffering keep adding up in Liberia, because this country was built on a Christian principle. This is a Christian nation. When you see Christians, you see pastors now turning the other way. Pastors now have started now, in fact, to campaign in their church for politicians. Pastors now have started now to sell their pulpit for money because they have been turned into the devilite. For me, there are few pastors that I already believe in. I already not even believe in though, but I partly follow them. Few pastors in Liberia, few pastors. The ones who managing, though they will join, I know Liberia now, I know they will join their friends, pastors in time to come, but at least the managing few, as we stand that they cannot get involved into giving their pulpit to politicians for little or nothing. Those are pastors that are trying to dignify a bit. But the remaining ones, they are just, that's what Prophet Key. When you follow Prophet Key, show the men can just, Prophet Key, the men can cause them. Those people, they are not pastors. You get pastors, or true pastors, will not call a politician to his church having been placed on the, how you call it, the altar, or the where deacons, good men of God, sincere men of God are, you having placed there. In fact, some of the pastors can won't give where they're sitting to the politician, give the pulpit to the pastor, to the politician, to make political statements. And in fact, right after that, you ask your members to vote. Say, follow this man is the right choice. Who are you to say the men are right choice? You know the man before? Because the man bring 5,000, 50,000, or little money to your church now, so he's the right choice. How people will dignify you, how people will confide in you. How will they confide in you? Like my boss had a church, Carano, right? He went to the pastor. Man said, yeah, I'm a pastor. Yeah. Everybody now want to be pastor because few things making money: the church, school, club, right? At the church, school, and club. You get a church, you quick, you make money. Just go Nigeria, you come back. You speak in tongues. You know how the Nigerians they got a cuckoo churches. You see the Winners Chapel, you see the other place churches, fine, TP Joshua. But once Liberia men go Nigeria and come back, the men are be pastor, they men get a church, get an offering, and start to chill. You want to see one? You don't see the pastor they chill, pastor they get a tuning, that car, no one in a car, they got a cooler in there. What kind of pastor that will be operating the way normal men are operating? You can operate like that, then you say people will follow you. This is the reason why God is vexed. God is angry with this country. And his anger is from the way pastors are proceeding. pastors. I will bring the head of the pastors association here, and I will tell him the same thing I'm talking here. Majority of them have given politicians the opportunity to just ride them in a way. You can just call them to the other side, you go there, call the other person. Pastors are people that have a very high, people should have high respect for. Very, very good respect. I mean, a very honorable respect. Pastor, I just feel, any street walking, just kind of call you this side, you run there. Because you want money. Hungry pastors. This is the reason why it's like in the long range, I will get my own church too. Yeah. Once you get a church, you don't forget about it. You will make a small thing. Yeah. So this is it. And I think we have to end up this morning the way. I'm just trying to put myself into it, but I am actually disturbed. I'm actually disturbed. I started being disturbed yesterday. You know that since, I don't want to go that way anyway, but I want to say thanks so much. We'll be here on Monday with another presentation of the show. I think it was great anyway. Thanks so much. Until Momo will be back here, my name is Amos, Thomas Momo. Bye-bye.
Apostle. Never. Apostle James. What happened?
Mommy, I too impatient, man. Every morning, customer care people now won't pick up my call.
What exactly you want?
I just want to know how to unblock my Orange Money account. Oh, my picky. You know how many thousands of subscribers that Orange customer care can attend to every day? That you hear you suffering yourself? Well, that's you talking about.
My picky. That all that problem Orange Money local and created or hardline or special hardline for you and myself.
Tell me more.
Thank you. Now, to reset your PIN and to unblock your Orange Money account, all you need to do that 555. Bam, that won't buy your solution in your own hand. Now, for the agent, all they need to do, they will just that 333. As soon as they call my people within no time, hello, all of your problems will be solved.
So you say 555 only for customer.
Instant connection.
Then 333 only for the agent.
Instant connection, my picky.
I'm calling it Nana. Calling it. Yeah, hello? Yeah, I mean. Apostle James.
Orange.
My papi, the Orange Money thing have a phone. Anything you want, you can just get a check like this.
Hey, guess what?
What?
Even my school fee, that is see Orange Money. That is see Umpa, that is see anything. Anytime I see go up, I just pay the piao. Come on.
My biggie, you and your own power, you're always late. Yes, you're always late. With the Orange Money song, it can explain anything that Orange Money can do for us. Orange Money get song. You come and listen to it. Anything for that matter that you come and see.
Check that star 144 hash. Check that star 144 hash. Check that star 144 hash. Check that star 144 hash.
Orange Money, my life simple. Simple for my people. Orange Money on my sinker. It got me feeling first class. Oh. With Orange Money, I can send money to my buying ganta. With Orange Money, I can send money to my mind loafer. Just that star 144 hash. Follow the instruction and do what you want. Just that star 144 hash. Follow the instruction and do what you want. If you want pay for LEC or pay your school fee, brother, you can use Orange Money. If you want buy your credit or pay your taxes, sister, you can use Orange Money. Oh.
Check that star 144 hash. Check that star 144 hash. Check that star 144 hash.
politics, entertainment, news, and business. And this is KMTV. We are on the screen, we are everywhere. The best online Liberian platform you have. Make the best use of it. My name is Frank Adjus, and I endorse this channel.
At Orange, we know that technology cannot replace people. But at this time, we will do everything we can to bring you together. No matter how far apart, we bring you closer.
Brings you closer to what matters. Orange.
Apostle James. Wow, big. Mommy, I'm too impatient, man. Every morning, customer care people now won't pick up my call. What exactly you want? I just want to know how to unblock my Orange Money account. Oh, my piggy, you know how many thousands of subscribers that Orange customer care can attend to every day? That you hear you suffering yourself? Well, that's you talking about. My piggy, that all that problem Orange Money local and created or hardline or special hardline for you and myself. Tell me more. Thank you. Now, to reset your PIN and to unblock your Orange Money account, all you need to do that 555. Bam, that won't buy your solution in your own hand. Now, for the agent, all they need to do, they will just that 333. What? As soon as they call my people within no time, hello, all of your problems will be solved. So you say 555 only for customer, instant connection. Then 333 only for agent. Instant connection, my biggie. I'm calling it Nana, calling it. Yeah, hello? Yeah, I mean. Apostle James.
My man, chapter 10. My papi. The only money thing I have for anything you want, you can just get a check like this.
And guess what?
What?
Even my school fee, that is see orange money. That is see Umpa, that is see anything. Anytime I see go on, I have to the piao. Come on.
Piki, you and your own power, you're always late. Yes, you're always late. With the orange money song, it can explain anything that orange money can do for us. Orange money gets song. You come and listen to it. Anything for that matter that you come and see.
Check that star 144 hash. Check that star 144 hash. Check that star 144 hash. Check that star 144 hash.
Orange money make life simple, simple for my people. Orange money on my sinker, it got me feeling first class. Oh. With orange money, I can send money to my buying ganta. With orange money, I can send money to my mind loafer. Just that star 144 hash. Follow the instruction and do what you want. Just that star 144 hash. Follow the instruction and do what you want. If you want pay for LEC or pay your school fee, brother, you can use orange money. If you want buy your credit or pay your taxes, sister, you can use orange money. Oh.
Check that star 144 hash. Check that star 144 hash. Check that star 144 hash. Check that star 144 hash.
What's up, Sissy? I need your help again.
Hope you are not about to ask me for money again.
That's exactly what I need.
Yesterday you borrowed money. Today again? Thought your brother should have sent you money. What's up with that?
He said he's caught up with work and there's no way to get to the bank to send my money. So I'm stuck up.
What age are you living in, Ali? Haven't you heard of SendWave?
No. What is it about?
SendWave is a mobile transfer app that enables your relatives and friends in the US to send you money directly to your mobile money account. No going to the bank to send it and no going to the bank to receive it. It comes directly to your phone. You can cash it out at any MTN mobile money vendor.
So what's the process? What do I need to do?
Call your brother to download the SendWave app from his App or Play Store. Using KMTV as promo code, he will get $5 free. Add your MTN number and the rest is history.
Thank you very much.
See, it worked. Give me five, baby, give me five.
In post-war Liberia, 65% of our 4.5 million population, which is the youth sector, is challenged by unemployment. Moreover, inaccurate dissemination of information, poverty, ignorance, illiteracy, gullibility, and fear, among many others, are preventing the growth of our human resource capacity, thus yielding improper demographic dividend.
Although we have strong religious roots engulfed with a culture of discipline, we still have the proliferation of negative vices such as drugs abuse, drunkenness, and the drain on society being championed by young people who are mostly victims of poverty and peer pressure.
As movers and shakers of our society, we encourage you to join us on our educative and informative TV program, Youth in Society, as we set the stage for peaceful discussions of pressing youth-related issues of national and global concern.
Youth in Society is proudly brought to you by the Sustainable Educational Initiative of Liberia, still incorporated, and it comes your way every Thursday beginning at 5 p.m. on a premier platform, KMTV.
Names that once you receive a call from them, you get to realize that it's business. And you know, Kano happens to be one of those people who do exclusive movies. I mean, excellent. He wants to do it just excellent. And from the moment he called me, definitely I knew that there's some package stuff coming. And then most especially, I was moved by the story. By the story. The story is something that Liberia should watch out for. Yeah, it's not our normal today, you know, kind of story. You know, don't get me wrong, but it's something that Liberia gonna be proud of. I can tell you.
All right. So now you talk about being attracted to this movie because of the story and also the director. So let me ask you this question. Tell me a bit about your character. Was there any way your character resembled you in real life in this film?
To be real, actually, you know, sometimes when I say this, people like, no, you know, because I don't blame them. I look it, and because it's entertainment, and that's how you choose to, you have to give back to your fans, your audience, and what have you. But that character is totally opposite me. I'm a kind of cool guy.
Really?
Don't get me wrong. I did that years back. That was years back. You know, as a teenager coming up, you know, there are a lot of, you know, ups and downs. For me, I'm a realist. You know, I'm a realist. Teenager coming up, you got to go through all these things. And yes, I did. I did betray friends before. I did betray a lot of people. You know, when it comes to relationship, but you know, it's been a while. Yeah, but for now, that's the total opposite of me. And I choose to play that role because a lot of people already got that perception of me and already feel that way about me. And I always let to portray the opposite of me to put up defense. And I think I like the character.
So people that will be watching this film from the premiere day when they go home, and you know, what message you think they are going to learn from this movie? What's the message?
Okay, I'll tell you what. This is a family story. It's a story to watch with family. So it's a lot of lesson. It's a lot of lesson of a trust, about betrayal. It's about just being knowing your cycle, knowing the kind of people you mess with, and not 100% just trusting everything you see around. You know, sometimes you might be looking for your worst enemy, and your worst enemy might be right under your feet. You know, and that's the movie. Just you know, just give me tells me a different side of, you know, show me a different side of life. And I was so, you know, happy playing that role, for real. For a long time, such a character, I mean, I was really, really into it. I felt the character, and the audience is there to judge. I deliver a calling too. Yeah.
All right, speaking of that, this brings me to my next question, okay? If I would ask you to pick your favorite scene from this movies, okay? I know you love, when it comes to the movie, you love almost everything, but your favorite scene from this movie, if I would ask you, what is your favorite scene? Can you just tell the viewers and let's know your favorite scene?
Wow. You know, the thing about it is that I'm one actor who, when I'm given a script, which character, I always like to kill every scene because I feel like every little scene got a major part to play in the film. But like you asked, I think there's a deceitful scene at the pool. Yeah, there's a scene at the pool side. Look, even me, I could tell I was playing the character and I could feel the deceit. So bad, yeah. I could feel the deceit. There's a scene at the pool right after sleeping with my best friend wife, the wife to be. And I came out the pool side and just bumped into this guy. And out of a sudden I was asked a question, something that I just occurred.
And then you asked about it.
Yes, you know.
Did you deny it?
Obviously, my nigga, I got to do that. Obviously, I got to do that.
So, meaning the director for this film was right to cast you for this role because I think he pictured you and I'm not saying anything bad.
Kano
Trust
is
me.
just a bad kind of director. He's just a kind of bad guy who always want to pin me in. But I love it though. It actually scares women away from you, to be real, because a lot of women don't like bad guys. They don't like Casanova. They don't like Playboy. And I always like to project myself that way in order to save myself from those stress. Yeah, but I'm that character is totally upset me. I'll be real. I'm a cool dude.
All right, I know exactly what you can do, and I cannot wait to see you on the 23rd. I mean, but first, let me ask you the question quick before I move on to the next person. Tell us about how was the working relationship with the director on this set, the producer?
I'll be real with you, right? I must give Kanu his flower. I must. Kanu is organized. He's very, very organized. You know, I one person who I'm not friendly. Let's be real. In the industry, a lot of people understand that. It's not that I'm not friendly, but I'm just careful with my kind of cycle. But when I got on this, I'll be real with you, there was a lot of love from all of the cast. And my working relationship with that of Tracy, George, Di Collins, Bill said, I mean, you could tell the chemistry. It was our, not George, not for George, but for Abilza and that of Tracy, it was my first time working with them. And yeah, you know, to be real, they are fantastic. They are fantastic, and Liberia should watch out for them. They are very promising. They are people that Liberia should look up to. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. But before we move to the next person, the scene you talked about, your favorite scene in the movie, we want to try to give a teaser, to the viewers watching right now, because exactly what he talked about, he said after portraying that scene, he was asked a question about it, and he denied it. So that's why I said maybe Kano knew he exactly and wrote this film. So let's give you a glimpse about this particular scene while we move on to our next cast.
I'm bodies. So what has been discussed here that is responsible for the strong faces my body's care? What's going on, buddies?
Nothing really. There's just this little hypothetical situation that we're discussing.
So, what could that be?
What will you do if you catch your bride, sleeping with your best man on your bachelor's night? Like how it is in the movies.
Well, honestly, any friend or anyone who does that is evil. And that person deserves to be punished. Even so is the woman. Yeah. For me, my view. And for me, I don't think the wedding should go on. But I know this stuff it's not a movie. It's just a movie. It's not happening in real life, right?
Okay, you know what? Enough of that. Tonight is mine now.
Okay.
And also our night. Okay?
Our night. So our night.
Let's drink.
Cheers to you.
Cheers. That's what we should be doing.
Cheers to us. Cheers to us. Cheers to us.
All right, I'm still here with the wonderful cast of this film, Tight Spot. Like I said, a film written, produced, and directed by Gadier Kimbeyon, or we call him Kano the Boss. And I'm standing right next to another veteran actor. When it comes to acting, when it comes to being very, very relaxed on the screen, when it comes to on the screen, he's one of the best. And I've known him over the years, and I'm so glad that he's starring this film. And I know those of you watching, or those of you that will watch this movie, are going to love it. So I'm here with the man, Josh E. Dye Collins. And it will be a fun if I do not pronounce his name well. You will hold me for that. Brother, I'd like to say welcome. It's good to be here with you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Paul.
My papi, the only money thing I have for anything you want, you can just get a check like this.
And guess what?
What?
Even my school fee, that is see orange money, that is see umpa, that is see anything. Anytime I see go up, I just pay the piao, come out.
My biggie, you and your Unapa, you're always late. Yes, you're always late. With the orange money song, it can explain anything that orange money can do for us. Orange money get song. You come and listen to it. Anything for that matter that you come and see.
Check that *144#. Check that *144#. Check that *144#. Check that *144#.
Orange money, my life simple. Simple for my people. Orange money on my sinker. They got me feeling first class. Oh. With orange money, I can send money to my buying ganta. With orange money, I can send money to my mind loafer. Just that *144#. Follow the instruction and do what you want. Just that *144#. Follow the instruction and do what you want. If you want pay for EDC or pay your school fee, brother, you can use orange money. If you want buy your credit or pay your taxes, sister, you can use orange money. Oh.
Check that *144#. Check that *144#. Check that *144#. Check that *144#.
In these solemn premises of one UN house. We feel gratified and honored that you have associated the diplomatic corps to those invited to take the floor this morning. Permit me to write on already expressed protocol as I salute you all, Excellencies, Honorables, ladies and gentlemen, in all the diversity of your most esteemed individual ranks and functions. Your Excellency, Mr. President George Manewea, President of the Republic of Liberia, we salute your high presence here amongst us, your decision to find time to preside today as we all celebrate the United Nations Organization at 75 does highlight several positive points. Among these is your will to show the world how much Liberia, a rare African founding member in June 1945 of this our common heritage and sanctuary, continues and will continue to advocate for its global reach and impact, as well as for those sensible reforms and adjustments which most of its members hope will make the organization's excellent work even more unimpeachable. Such work is challenged by a world of increasingly complex aspirations and irreversible expectations that, unfortunately, appear constrained by the inelastic resources of the UN and its members. Your presence here today is also that of the leader of a country which, like many others, has not so long ago enjoyed the healing dynamism of the United Nations as you sought for final recovery from internal troubles. Indeed, Mr. President, the immense solidarity of friendly nations was visible as they worked through the United Nations to fast-track the consolidation of Liberia's national, political, social, and economic recovery. Thankfully, so many patriotic Liberians had already started to work so ardently for the same ideals during the late 1990s and early 2000s, even as the Civil War still raged across this historic land. For many of our countries, the United Nations system has also been that organization which, sometimes decried, some other times exalted, remains the world's fire brigade of ultimate resort. At 75, the United Nations has therefore matured into a grandmother who knows that most of the criticisms that it may hear from its children or members may be mere reminders of how much we all aspire to have effective, comforting mediation, to her advisory power, to the advisory power of her peacemaking resolutions, to the stabilizing impact of her global socio-economic interventions, to the individual protections of her human rights advocacy to her undiscriminating pleas for gender and youth balance. In the last 40 years of continual calls for urgent reform, notably of the Security Council, of this greatest of institutional inventions in terms of human organization, I perceive that it has all been about how to make the better to become the best, and for the efficient to become more irreproachable for the most. Indeed, in harmony with the ideals expressed by President Truman on 26 June 1945, the future we want needs a United Nations that is more genuinely collective and multilateral in its decision-making as in its decision implementation. Excellency, Mr. President, the diplomatic corps here in the Republic of Liberia has always been a mini United Nations which endeavors to contribute to the improvements that we all seek for our organization, for all its members, and for Liberia too. But we have also always taken due collective pride in our achievements, however small these may have been, especially when we consider that any such advances were the fruits of determined collective action alongside the organization here in Liberia under the dynamic leadership of past representatives of the United Nations Secretary General. As we head with hope for greater peace towards the UN at 80, we wish the same measure of continued success for the United Nations as a whole and for its up in Liberia. We must continue our rewarding diplomatic collaboration with the United Nations under the leadership of our dear friend and brother Dr. Kingsley Opoku-Amaning. His commitment to Liberia's progress has been visible since his arrival here. We also wish to heartily congratulate all our friends and colleagues who represent diverse organs and institutions of the United Nations system here in Liberia, and who took the wise decision to gather their bureaus together under the protective and cost-cutting roof of one UN house. Happy 75, long live the Republic of Liberia, long live the United Nations Organization. I thank you.
Special remarks. And now we'll have the UN Day message of the Secretary General.
Thank you very much, and thank you, Deputy Doyen, for Your Excellency, Dr. George Manewea, the President of the Republic of Liberia, ministers and senior officials of the government of Liberia here present, the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. As I stepped out this morning from my car, I remembered what my father used to tell me. He said, beware of what you wish for. Thank God for his great mercies. It's under this sun that I warmly welcome all of you to the One UN House, to join the United Nations in commemorating the UN. Yes, theme is the future we want, United Nations we need, reaffirming our collective commitment to multilateralism, confronting COVID-19 through effective multilateral action. This message, which is meant to be global, resonates with Liberia and what the UN stands for. We applaud all Liberians for maintaining the hard-won peace while enhancing their commitment to development. Today, the lives of its people. On this occasion, I will proceed to read the Secretary General's message for this UN United Nations Day. I will share with you after that my brief reflection on the work which we, the UN, are doing here with United Nations Day, 24th October 2020. And I quote, "Dear friends, the 75th anniversary of the United Nations pandemic. Our founding mission is more critical than ever. To promote human dignity, protect human rights, respect international law, and save humanity from war. COVID-19 is the time for a stepped-up push for peace to achieve a global ceasefire. The clock is ticking. We must also make peace with our planet. The climate emergency threatens life itself. We must mobilize the whole world to reach carbon neutrality, net zero emissions of greenhouse gases by to end human suffering. The months of pandemic have seen a horrific rise in violence against women and girls. We must build on progress. A remarkable global collaboration is underway for a safe, affordable, and accessible COVID-19 vaccine for all. The Sustainable Development Goals give us an inspiring blueprint for recovering better. We face colossal challenges. With global solidarity and cooperation, we can overcome them. That's what the United Nations is all about. On this anniversary, I ask people everywhere to join together. The United Nations not only stands with you, the United Nations belongs to you, we the people. Together, let us uphold the enduring values of the United Nations Charter. Let us build on our advances across the decades. Let us realize our shared vision of a better world for all. Thank you. Unquote. Permit me to make a few remarks, and I promise to be very brief. Today, we begin here in Liberia our celebration to mark the UN at 75. Tomorrow, October 24th, the UN will be 75 years old. This occurs at a very difficult time for Liberia and for the rest of the world, because COVID pandemic has affected many lives and economies, as it is changing how the world used to work, live, and function previously. Over 1 million lives in the world have been lost. Families have been left grieving and in despair. Many have lost their livelihoods and sources of employment. Companies have shut down. Whilst over 75 years, the world's focus had been on sustaining peace, preventing wars, building economies, and lately addressing climate change, we had hardly thought that an invisible virus could create such a pandemic that will bring the world to a standstill, if not on its knees, and affect everyone in almost every way. Today, we know that the COVID pandemic is not a respecter of gender, race, class, status, religion, and it transcends all barriers. Without underestimating in any way what the government and people of Liberia have endured in the last 6 months, we can thankfully say we have so far been spared the worst of the pandemic in this country. Proudly add that drawing on our past lessons from Ebola and invoking our strong community spirit of survival to face challenges, Liberia has progressively and successfully contained the virus and its impact on the lives and the livelihoods of its people. Liberia has managed to do more with very little through leadership and commitment of the government under His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Liberia. Liberians and their partners have also demonstrated that they can bring about positive change through their resilience, the support of their friends and partners, the United Nations, and the international community. In the light of such encouraging outcomes, we can strongly hope that Liberia and its partners can now confidently turn to the structural, socioeconomic, and environmental challenges, as well as to continued peace building and governance, and meet them squarely and successfully. One of these challenges, and by far the most worrying now, is poverty, which is fueled by large-scale underemployment and unemployment. Since poverty affects mostly young people who are of the population, we know now, but by our collective experience, that we can harness their proven energy, and that of the entire community to create jobs and build wealth for the people of Liberia and beyond. But we also know that above all, we must seek to supply their vital needs, especially through education, vocational and life skills, help them to fulfill their dreams. We believe that the same attention should be paid to the vulnerable, especially children who are the future of the country. To improve our chances in wealth creation and positive socialization, we should not leave our women and girls behind through discrimination and marginalization. We should build on their potential and right to participation and inclusiveness. They are generally even better placed than men to strengthen community resilience and build work for the benefit of their society. This is the more reason why their involvement in decision-making at all levels is imperative. I'm sure that you will all join me to note with satisfaction the recent renewed commitment of the country to address violence against women and girls, which was reaching a frightening proportion. In this context, I should congratulate the President, the government, and all other stakeholders of Liberia for the bold stance they took to establish a roadmap to establish a roadmap